was you. All along it was you. You son of a bitch.
Hank Schrader is one of the most compelling characters in Breaking Bad.
Do you want to find this guy?
Yes!
Are we going to find this guy?
Yeah! Louder, damn it! Yeah!
I ain't gonna find him. Appearances, Gomi. It's all about appearances.
To many fans, he's arguably the only one who truly deserves to be called a hero in the show. He follows the law and stands for justice, unlike Walter White. Even when staring death in the face, Hank never betrays his ideals.
My name is Hank Schrader. You can go f*** yourself.
And yet, more often than not, I found myself sympathizing not with him, but with Walter White.
I gotta say, I don't like the way you're looking at me right now.
In this video, we're going to dive deep. Is Hank Schrader a true hero, or just a victim of circumstance and his own weaknesses? What's the real reason behind his panic attacks? And why, despite being such a skilled agent, did it take him so long to catch Heisenberg?
WW. I mean, who you figure that is, yeah? Woodrow Wilson? Willy Wonka? Walter White?
You got me.
Hank Schrader is Walter White's brother-in-law and works for the DEA in Albuquerque. His career is on the rise. His superiors value his work, and he keeps climbing the professional ladder. But after his latest promotion, something unexpected happens. It's nothing other than a panic attack. A panic attack is a sudden wave of intense anxiety that can strike without any obvious reason or be triggered by a specific situation or object. It's usually accompanied by a range of physical symptoms, such as a racing heartbeat, sweating, trembling, shortness of breath, dizziness, nausea, a choking sensation, and more. In general, fear and panic are natural responses by the body to real or imagined danger. In such cases, they serve a protective function and help the body cope with the threat. However, sometimes this system malfunctions and overwhelming fear can arise without any clear cause. Panic attacks can be influenced by various factors, including genetics, alcohol abuse, and stress. While stress is one of the most common causes of panic attacks, it's by no means the only one. But in Hank's case, I think I know what's going on. And let's start with Tuco's grills. But what exactly are grills? Grills are decorative dental accessories worn as a fashion statement. They're made of metal caps that fit over the front teeth, often crafted from precious metals like gold, platinum, or silver. Tuco had a set of grills just like that. After Hank shot Tuco, his DEA colleagues decided to give him a gift. They took those grills and turned them into a paperweight.
We all got you a little something.
Oh, you sick?
I love it! Ow!
Hank proudly showed off the gift to everyone.
Hey, look. Hey, look what they gave me. Look what they gave me.
That gentleman is the grill of the guy I shot.
But in one of the episodes, that very item is found by two men crossing the river. So how did that thing end up there? It ended up there because Hank threw it away himself. Why would he do that if he was so proud of it? And what do panic attacks have to do with it, you might ask? Let me explain. From the very beginning, Hank presents himself as a tough guy, a real macho type.
No, it's just heavy.
That's why they hire men.
He loves being the center of attention and always tries to come across as a tough, no-nonsense DEA agent. He never misses a chance to show off his masculinity.
You gonna man up or you gonna puss out?
He teases Walt, drinks beer, and constantly talks with his buddies about his latest exploits on the job.
So, tell us about the shootout.
Just doing my job. Whole thing was over in about 5 seconds.
He acts like he's Rambo.
They treat me like an Amelia Ness, okay? I mean, they threw me a party, the gals baked me a chocolate chip cake.
And all of that would be fine if it weren't just bravado and showmanship. In fact, in one episode, he even admits to his partner, Gomi, that he loves putting on a show.
Appearances, Gomi. It's all about appearances.
The root of the problem likely lies in Hank's upbringing and the stereotypical image of masculinity that's deeply ingrained in his mind. He believes a man should never show weakness. There's a scene where he takes Walt Jr. to show him how drug addicts live, and when Wendy asks if Walt Jr. is handicapped, Hank immediately cuts her off.
What are you, like, handicapped?
He broke his leg playing football. He's a QB. An arm like a howitzer.
Hank doesn't tolerate weakness, which is why he tells people that Walt Jr. is a football player. He sticks to traditional masculine stereotypes. Football players, cops, firefighters. Those are real men in his eyes, not some high school teacher like Walter.
You just gotta have confidence. Confidence and persistence.
He always tries to look tough and invincible in front of others, including his colleagues and family. This behavior becomes a kind of mask he hides behind, one that conceals his true feelings and emotions. Hank never allows himself to let his guard down, not at home and not at work, which leads to constant tension and stress. And stress, as we know, is one of the main causes of panic attacks. That's exactly why Schrader secretly throws away the paperweight made from Tuco's grills. He doesn't want to admit it to anyone, but the truth is, that thing scares the hell out of him. Hank is a prisoner of his own macho image. For a while, he manages to cope with the pressure, but when he's offered a promotion at work, the weight becomes too much. And that's when we witness his first panic attack. But once he gets there, he finds out that his bravado doesn't impress anyone in that place.
Según su gran héroe, yo digo que es pura mierda.
It's clear that Hank is extremely nervous, and as a result, he starts making inappropriate jokes.
Please, señor Sente! No te, please,
What's more, the local cops actually laugh at him when he gets sick at the sight of Tortuga's severed head.
Evidence back. Right, pretty big one.
What's the matter, Schrader? You act like you never saw a severed human head on a tortoise before!
He steps away to his car, and that's what ends up saving his life.
Hey! Welcome to...
After that incident, he falls into a deep depression.
Baby, that now.
It's me, Hank. Sorry.
He lies around at home and stops going to work. But when he finally shows up again, he puts the fearless Rambo mask back on.
What's up?
Got more lives than a damn cat.
Now if I could only learn to lick myself.
He's about to fly back to El Paso, but just before the flight, he gets a call. Someone found traces of blue meth. He immediately latches onto it, using it as an excuse. Anything to avoid going back to El Paso.
Blue, huh? Taxi.
His choice was probably subconscious. On one hand, he could take the promotion to El Paso, but he risks failing to meet expectations there and getting demoted back to his old department, losing his reputation as a badass cop among his colleagues and friends. On the other hand, he could stay in Albuquerque, lead his own team, and remain at the top of his game. Maybe even catch Heisenberg.
This is the reason why you're blowing off the task force? Chase down teeners?
They need you in El Paso, Hank.
You bet. I'm just gonna wrap up this Heisenberg thing first.
That's exactly why he clung to the Heisenberg case with a death grip. Anything to avoid going back to El Paso, anything to prove to himself that there was something truly important keeping him in Albuquerque, even though Gomi and the boss don't understand his decision.
But that's only because I'm really close to something big here. I'm on to some important stuff right here, right now. And Mexico doesn't have a damn thing to do with it. Anyone who doubts that. But I'm on to something, I know it. You understand me?
And now it's Gomi, not Hank, who's getting all the congratulations for the promotion.
Little bird to fly the nest, huh?
Hank is determined to solve the Heisenberg case at any cost, to prove to himself and everyone else that he didn't skip out on El Paso because he chickened out, but because his instincts told him there was something big right here. But as the case starts to stall, Hank's mental state begins to crack.
I don't sleep at night anymore. I freeze. I can't breathe. I panic.
He starts stress eating more and more. And on top of that, a midlife crisis is looming. He can't just go see a therapist like Gomi once suggested, or like Walter did even earlier.
Didn't you talk to someone or what?
Talk to someone. Talk to who? What, a shrink? No. I can't go down that road. Start going down that road, kiss your career goodbye.
He won't even let himself consider the idea, so he decides to blow off steam his own way, by going to a bar and getting into a fight.
What's wrong with us? Bitch.
Later, overwhelmed by the stress and completely losing control, he finally snaps and beats up Jesse Pinkman.
Got nothing to say. I told you, you can call me.
You got my cell phone number? You have my wife's name?
Hank gets suspended from work, and for the first time, he breaks down and lets his emotions out. So the root of Hank Schrader's panic attacks lies in his relentless effort to constantly display masculinity and hide any signs of vulnerability. This creates overwhelming tension and stress, and that drive stems from a rigid male stereotype that was instilled in him during childhood. What is the real reason Hank couldn't catch Heisenberg? As we've already seen, catching Heisenberg wasn't just Hank's top priority. It became an obsession that took root deep in his mind. And in this case, Hank truly showed an incredible instinct.
Is Gustavo Fring your real name? Well, I agree. I think it was a good story. Still, why are we hearing it now?
But how is it possible that, with all his skill and sharp instincts, Hank still failed to realize that Heisenberg had been right under his nose the whole time? The answer lies, first of all, in his ego. He simply couldn't imagine that someone as meek and mild as Walt could be Heisenberg. And secondly, it goes back to the same stereotypical thinking Hank always relied on. He knew what a real man looked like. He knew what a real criminal looked like. Or so he thought.
Another personal, Walt, but you wouldn't know a criminal if he was close enough to check you for a hernia.
And the irony is, he ended up cracking the case completely by accident, just sitting on the toilet. So the secret is out. Hank has found his Heisenberg.
Because you. All along it was you! You son of a bitch.
And at first glance, it all seems clear. Walter is the criminal who must be brought to justice, and Hank is the embodiment of law and retribution. But this is exactly where the creators confront us with a difficult moral dilemma. On one side, there's Hank, willing to sacrifice everything to put Walt behind bars.
What you want is to get Walt at all costs.
He's ready to send his own relative to prison, to jeopardize the well-being of Walter and Skylar's children, and even to put his own career on the line.
And admit that the person I've been chasing the past year is my own brother-in-law. The last day of my career.
All just to slap on the handcuffs and finally close that chapter in his mind.
Get on your knees.
I got him. Dead to rights. He's not feeling too friendly.
On the other side, there's Walter, the criminal, who's willing to give up all his money just to stop Jack from killing Hank.
Don't kill him.
Back it up.
Don't
Come
kill
on.
him. Guy lives. No, listen. I have money. It's buried out here.
And this despite the fact that Walter has already stepped away from the drug business and is soon going to die from cancer.
In 6 months, you won't have someone to prosecute.
I'm a dying man. What's the point? Destroy our family. Damn. And for what shit about family?
I'm not trying to justify Walter White, but Hank Schrader's motives do raise some doubts for me. Who is Hank Schrader, really? A hero who follows the law and seeks justice? Or a man trapped by his own fears and insecurities? The answer, most likely, is subjective and depends on each person's individual beliefs. But one thing is clear. Hank's final words reflect his unwavering commitment to his principles and his lack of fear in the face of inevitable death.
My name is Hank Schrader. You can go f yourself. Do what you're gonna do.
If you enjoyed this video, you can show your support by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and dropping a comment. Any comment at all. This is literally just the 4th video on the channel, and your support means a lot. If, like me, you want to see this channel grow, just watching any other video, even in the background, makes a huge difference for the algorithm. Also, let me know which character from Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul you'd like to see a breakdown of next.